Welcome to Bloomington Today. I'm Kaylin Cockreel. Thanks for joining us. Winter sports enthusiasts may not be too happy with the lack of abundant snow we've seen this year, but Bloomington street maintenance crews couldn't be more pleased as they have been taking full advantage of this rare opportunity to do other important wintertime tasks rather than plowing out the city after a snowfall. It's not very often that in mid-January in Minnesota you'll see crews out trimming trees. This is just one of the many reasons the 2011-2012 winter is a unique one. At this time last year, the city's plow operators were up to their ears in snow, literally. With much of the white stuff falling on holidays and weekends last year, labor and fuel costs quickly consumed much of the snow emergency budget.
Last year we were pretty busy with snow removal. It seemed to kind of continually snow about every other day starting about Christmas of last year all the way through March. So every day we had a crew out plowing snow or hauling snow to increase visibility at intersections.
Heading into 2012, City Public Works officials say they have hardly touched the snow removal budget, but that doesn't mean employees are without things to do. Eiler says that this warmer than usual winter allows for work to be done now, which normally would take a backseat to snow plowing.
Tree trimming is done December, January, February when we're not plowing snow. It's an ideal time because we have the ability to flex the crews instead of plowing to trim. We didn't get to trim at all last year, so this year is allowing us to catch up on those other zones.
It also gives crews time to repair equipment to ensure things are running right when called into action.
The equipment division was very busy last year, trying to keep the trucks up and running, just through repairs from normal wear and tear of plowing snow. But they didn't get to do all the preventative maintenance that should be done on the trucks. This year we can schedule the trucks to go into the equipment garage so they can get caught up on the preventative maintenance issues.
Eiler says he isn't prepared to relax just yet, believing the snow will not fail Minnesota and will soon make a notable appearance.
Some of us are enjoying a very brown Christmas, but we always know that the weather forecast is not always the most reliable, and that we know at any given moment the other shoe is going to drop and we could have 6 to 12 inches. We could be right back to the same thing that we had last year.
Be sure to tune in to next week's Bloomington Today, where we'll look more closely at city tree trimming regulations. Also, in the event of a significant snowfall resulting in a snow emergency to be declared, you can be one of the first to know by becoming a fan or follower of the city's Facebook and Twitter pages. You can also sign up for eSubscribe to customize alerts sent directly to your email or smartphone. And while the lack of snow is helping allow public works staff time to conquer new tasks, it isn't helping Bloomington outdoor rinks. In fact, it's hurting them. The city of Bloomington provides residents with 15 outdoor rinks every winter. The men and women who flood, groom, and maintain these rinks take quite a bit of pride in their work, sometimes coming in as early as 3 a.m. to catch the coolest temps to make ice. And this year, they're having a very difficult time meeting the high standards they've set in years past. And there's just one thing to blame: Mother Nature.
With the temperatures as warm as it's been, you'll notice that most of our rinks aren't fully covered. The sun hits the boards and warms them up, causes the ice to melt next to the boards, and usually results in some dirt or pavement showing.
Today, we were at Running Park just as the sun was coming up. The first step in outdoor rink maintenance includes sweeping the ice with large brushes. A Zamboni-like machine then snow blows and polishes the hockey rinks. Next, crews flood the rink, making sure the temps remain low enough for long enough to cover the rink's surface with a fresh sheet of new ice. On this particular morning, you can almost see the ice forming just as the water hits the existing surface. But cold temps aren't all that is needed for ideal ice conditions.
It's simply a little snow. We use the snow to build berms to kind of contain the water, and we've had to haul that from the ice gardens or from the small snowfall that we did have. We stockpiled some of it, but we have to haul it out. Usually when it lands, we can just plow it up and make berms out of it.
Skaters and residents can help keep the city's outdoor rinks looking nice by doing exactly what the city asks them to do in any Bloomington park any time of the year.
Pick up their trash, theirs and maybe somebody else's. There's a lot of trash that are generated around these rinks in the winter, and we spend a lot of time picking that up. If we didn't have to do that, we could be doing other things.
City Public Works crews encourage residents to bundle up, make a stop at a nearby rink, and have a ball. If you aren't sure of where an outdoor rink is near you, log on to the city's website and keyword search skating, where you'll find a complete list of rinks and features for that particular location. Killebrew Drive, just south of the Mall of America, will soon look a bit different. At the January 3rd City Council meeting, a $3.6 million pedestrian bridge project was approved. When complete, the project will connect the south border of the Mall of America through the parking ramp at the new Radisson Blu Hotel to businesses south of Killebrew Drive. It's here you'll find restaurants, hotels, and office space. The bridge will be funded partially by a federal grant and partially through assessments to the Mall of America and other businesses, along with some city funding. City engineering staff say the bridge is meant to improve safety for the pedestrians crossing in the area. Killebrew Drive is a major roadway with 6 lanes and does not provide a welcoming environment for pedestrians. The structure will be a cross between a skyway and a conventional pedestrian bridge. Plans confirm it will have a roof and windows, along with moderate heating and cooling. Construction is set to begin on the pedestrian bridge in May. It's now time for a short break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Utilities Superintendent Bob Cockrell to discuss the growing trend of private water testing companies soliciting their service to city residents. Stay right here.
I'm Jessica Mendoza, U.S. Olympic gold and silver medalist. I never take my eyesight for granted. Neither should you. Doesn't matter how old you are, you could be losing your vision to glaucoma without knowing it. Take care of your sight. Schedule regular eye exams for yourself and those you love. Call 1-800-437-2423 or go to ahaf.org for free information and publications from National Glaucoma Research.
Welcome back to Bloomington Today. We are now happy to be joined by Utilities Superintendent Bob Cockrell. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Thank you, and appreciate being here.
Well, first, Bob, why don't you start by telling residents how long you've been doing the type of work you've been doing and kind of what your specific job responsibilities are.
Well, I've been a public works employee for going on 34 years now, and I have been here with Bloomington since 1994. And the main areas of responsibility that I have within the utilities are to provide administrative oversight for the water treatment plant, which is water production, the water distribution system, and the sanitary sewer collection system. And I like to think of my job as providing oversight and support and giving the tools and materials that the staff needs to do their job. So I'm there to support them and to provide the services to the city.
And then your specific title would be what?
Utilities Superintendent.
Okay, perfect. You know, recently it's come to the city's attention that some private companies have been soliciting residents for water testing and filtration device sales. Tell us a bit about some of the issues that the city has encountered regarding these solicitations.
Yeah, that's a very good question. We've been made aware for the last many months that our residents have been receiving cold calls from two companies in particular that are promoting their services and their products within the area. Generally speaking, they're telling our residents that Minnesota water, by and large, is bad. And bad is a very subjective term. They're not identifying any issues or any problems with it. They're just trying to get people's attention and trying to get invited into their homes for the purposes of doing some very rudimentary tests in order to show what the bad water looks like, and then trying to then sell filtration systems in order to address those bad things in the water. This has caused a lot of problems because it has brought into focus, if you will, the fact that Bloomington's water might be of concern because so many people are getting so many of these types of calls. And we're here to tell you that our water is fantastic and that the water is not bad. And we have a lot of documentation and a lot of regulations that we need to provide and to follow in order to basically prove to the state of Minnesota and to the Environmental Protection Agency that our water is indeed good. In fact, it's better than good, it's excellent.
Absolutely. Well, that leads right into the next question, the specific stance that the city holds when it comes to the claim that Bloomington's water is bad. How does the city respond to that?
Well, being here today is one of the ways we're responding to it. We try real hard to provide public education and outreach to let people know that we indeed do have a very high quality product. We are one of about 24 water systems in the state of Minnesota that actually lime softens our water, and so we provide softened water at a very, very reasonable price. We do a number of tests on a daily basis, actually continually, in order to ensure the quality of the water. And as a matter of fact, each year the city provides, as part of their notification to the public, the Bloomington briefing. And in the June issue, the corporate issue, we also include what we call our water quality report. Mm-hmm. And this report is actually a requirement of the Environmental Protection Agency. And in it, we're required to provide everybody who reads this report everything that was found in the testing of our water over the course of the year. There are several primary things that we have to test for, things like lead and copper, nitrate, sulfates, etc. And it's all documented within this report. And again, we meet or exceed all water quality standards, and we have for basically ever.
Okay. Well, let's talk a bit about the state certified water laboratory that is right here in Bloomington. Not all cities have that. We do. What do the lab analysts spend their days doing?
Well, they have a very full day. At the water treatment plant, we have the William Lloyd Water Quality Laboratory, but within that we have the Tri-City Labs, which is a consortium of the cities of Bloomington, Edina, and St. Louis Park. That was formed back in the late 60s, if I'm not mistaken, and that was used to basically test the waters and also to do other additional tests such as food tests and stuff for the environmental services parts of the city's operations. But we have 2 lab analysts currently employed, plus we use the services of one of our other staff members to augment their work. And for the city of Bloomington alone, the water tests that are done annually, we do over 45,000 tests a year on our water. And that averages out to about 1 test every 10, 12 minutes. And this is 365 days a year. We are constantly testing the water. There are a minimum set of tests that have to be done each month per the requirements of the Safe Drinking Water Act that is administered through the Minnesota Department of Health. We far exceed the number of tests that need to be taken. We look in all corners, here, there, and everywhere to make sure that the quality of the water that we're sending out to the system and to our users is top-notch.
Well, 1 test every 10, 12 minutes, there's not a whole lot of room to miss things. So the city, you know, in a different sense of finding out about, you know, how much residents like the water, you know, besides the health effects, the city often holds taste tests between Bloomington faucet water and various bottled water brands. What have the results of those tests been in the past?
Well, what a great plug for us. We have done these taste tests, these blind taste tests. We've done them at some of the home fairs that the city participates in, along with some of the conferences. Professional organizations have conferences, et cetera, that will enter in our water, our finished treated water, And we'll have that compared to other people's water along with bottled water, as you mentioned. And we have, for the local ones, we've done quite well. In fact, we've won each of the ones that we've entered. Our water has been strongly preferred over the bottled water of various manufacturers. And so we're very proud of that. And about 2 years ago, or going on 3 years now, the American Water Works Association started doing a state of Minnesota drinking water competition. And the very first year when they had the test, there was a competition up in Duluth, Minnesota, and there was multiple utilities entered in their water. And again, it was a blind taste test. And with close voting, Bloomington came in a very, very close second place throughout the state of Minnesota. So we are very proud of the efforts of our staff at the water treatment plant to produce a very high quality, excellent drinking water.
Absolutely. Well, let's just kind of sum it all up, you know, between the extensive testing that is done at the William Lloyd Laboratory to, you know, the obvious positive results of the blind taste test. What does utilities say? What does utilities want residents to know when it comes to maybe them getting that call that water is bad in Bloomington? Let's just drive it home.
What we'd like to say is that if you have any concern about your water, please contact the water treatment plant. We have trained professionals there that can and will answer any and all questions that you might have regarding your drinking water. The number of tests we do, the types of tests we do, what you can expect to get in the finished water product. There is absolutely no reason for you to be concerned that the water that we're sending you on a daily basis is in any way, shape, or form bad. If you would like, we'd be happy to come out and pull a sample from your tap there and test it for whatever constituents that somebody might tell you you have in your water, and we can prove to you that without any doubt that the levels that are in the water are either below or they don't exist, below the standards or they don't exist at all.
Okay. So if a resident were to receive one of these solicitation calls or knock on their door, would we encourage them to contact the lab then or Public Works if they, you know, see the need to do that?
I would say the answer to that question is absolutely yes. We would be happy to come out and meet with you and the sales rep at the time that you were to set up an appointment if you choose to do so. I don't believe you would receive a knock at the door. That's a different method of promoting what they're trying to do. Most of these are done, if not all of them, by setting up reservations or appointments over the telephone. Okay. If you feel the need to set up an appointment, call us or tell them that you're going to invite somebody from the water utility to meet with them and you, the homeowner, at the same time, and we'd be happy to go over and audit what it is they're telling you and to provide any input and assurances we can to let you know that you are getting excellent quality water.
Wonderful. We'd like to thank Utility Superintendent Bob Cockrell for being here with us today. If you have any questions about any of the things we discussed here today, please feel free to call the William Lloyd Laboratory. That number is 952-563-4904. It's now time for a short break. We'll be right back.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights.
What do we have here?
Oh, we're identical cousins.
But that's genetically not possible.
Oh, yes, it is. Dr. Welby told us it's quite rare, but it does happen.
Well, Dr. Welby's a great doctor, but...
You take Medicare, don't you?
Oh, sure.
And you probably have a lot of patients who are ready to go on Medicare, yes?
Yes.
You know, you could tell them that if they're 65, they can go to socialsecurity.gov and apply for Medicare online. It takes less time than sitting in a doctor's office. Sorry. It's less than 10 minutes. Sometimes 5 or 6. It's quite easy.
You're really identical? And Dr. Welby really said...
I'm two of a kind.
Welcome back, everyone. A helpful addition on the campus of Normandale Community College is officially underway. Adolphson and Peterson Construction began installing a tower crane the week of January 16th to construct the new 724-stall parking ramp. The crane, approximately 120 feet tall, will illuminate the project site with boom lights. The 4-story ramp is being funded through an increase in student fees approved by the student government. The addition of this ramp, while factoring in the 6 surface lots on the campus, will bring the total number of parking spaces to 3,334. The structural elements of the ramp are scheduled to be completed by mid-summer. It's now time for another Arts at the Plaza segment, where we bring viewers a taste of the changing art exhibitions that make their way into either of Civic Plaza's 2 galleries. From now until February 17th, you can find Lace and Gunpowder, the male-female art exhibition featured in the first floor Inez Greenberg Gallery. This exhibit features male and female artists who are working in the same artistic genre. You'll notice side-by-side pieces similar in style but different in overall presentation, according to the male and female artist. While many of the similarities between the artist's work is evident, viewers will also be challenged by personal and societal preconceived stereotypes. You won't want to miss the Artist Talk on February 9th at 7 p.m. at Civic Plaza. Next week on Bloomington Today, we'll find out what's heading into the Atrium Gallery upstairs at Civic Plaza. Well, if you didn't take this friendly advice back in November, hopefully you will now. We've already seen sub-zero temps, freezing wind gusts, and snow. That means winter is here, and city emergency personnel want to make sure Bloomington residents are properly prepared if ever left stranded in the cold. According to the Minnesota Safety Council, each year, hundreds of Minnesotans find themselves stranded on the roadside. Unprepared motorists can be seriously injured or killed within minutes when exposed to extreme weather conditions like we have here in Minnesota. That's why officials say every vehicle on the road should have their own winter survival kit in the trunk of their vehicle. Some key things to keep inside your winter weather survival kit is a blanket, some extra gloves, and a pair of boots. A first aid kit, something sweet to snack on in case you're stranded for an extended period of time, as well as a candle, some matches, and a working flashlight. These things will help get someone through until help arrives. Well, that's all the time we have for today. To get more information on city projects, parks, road construction, and events, visit the city's website. To check out past episodes of Bloomington Today or other city productions, visit Bloomington's YouTube channel, accessible right from the city's homepage. That and so much more is online right now at www.ci.bloomington.mn.us. If Facebook or Twitter isn't your thing, sign up for eSubscribe to have updates sent right to your email or cell phone. This is Bloomington Today, a presentation of the City of Bloomington's Communications Division. I'm Kaylin Cockrell. Thanks so much for joining us.